2 weeks later.
All right, good morning, guys, and it is now 2 weeks later since the last video was made. It's just been so cold and I've been so busy. So I'm gonna try, I don't know if I can do it all this weekend, but I got a lot of the parts in and things like that. I'm gonna try to put this thing back together. So here's where we're at. I have OSFO'd the entire frame twice. This morning, the only thing I've been doing is knocking some of the rust, the rough spots off with my my wire brush over here. Just trying to get it as good as possible. I'm gonna rust treat it again after knocking all the loose stuff off with my wire brush. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, so just a wire brush, you can tell that I've used that one a lot. I really need another one, but I also have one that goes on a wheel. I have ones that are like this and get into tight little spots. But anyway, so that's what I'm gonna start with, is go ahead and put the OSFO on. So when I was cutting this bracket off over here, these brackets, I was worried because I do smell gas. So I'm going to replace this gasket. It is called a vent gasket, so a gas tank vent gasket. I'm going to replace that gasket. I also have all new line to replace this line and get rid of this really rusty one that goes all the way down through there. I'm just going to put rubber gas line back instead of that metal, because it looks really bad and it's just a matter of time before it leaks on me. So I do need to patch this gas leak first, because again, cutting stuff off, spark, and that whole 9 yards, you know, sparks don't really go well with gas fumes. And you know, I don't know that I would blow up, but still, I don't want to catch Rosie on fire. I've done way too much work to her to let that happen. So yeah, let's get cooking this morning. I got a lot to do this weekend, so we'll see how far we get. All right, so getting right into it. This breathing vent seal right here for the tank, we're gonna pull that out. And then I ordered this one, not sure where I found it at, but I just typed in top seal in gas tank 1995 Ford F150, and this is what they gave me, and it's gonna fit. So awesome. I'm gonna pull this one out, just use some needle nose pliers and pull it out of there, and then we'll change the seal out. And I'm actually going to cut this line off of this little plastic tube also, because I'm replacing this line for the length to right there under the cab. So alright, let me get started with that, and I'll periodically show you what's going on. Alright, so this thing just pulls out of there, guys. Like literally, you can be easy and just pull it right out of your old seal. See how bad that is? So how I'm gonna do it, and you try to get as little debris as possible in your tank, but I'm gonna take it like that and just peel it out. See how I did that? Just like that. And there we go. There's my old seal out. So now I'm going to open this one up and have to fish it down in there. I am going to take a cloth and just wipe as much as I can around that. So, cool deal. Alright, so you want to put your old seal in the way this one come out. So if you look at this, it kind of, you can tell that it went, I guess, concave. I don't know. It went kind of open on this side and less on that side, right? So that's how I'm doing this one as well. And so these are a little bit harder to do. to put in, but you want to catch that groove on the lip and kind of get it to go all the way. Now, almost got it. Alright, look at that. I did it one-handed for you guys. Awesome. I hope you guys got that shot. I was kind of watching what I was doing. But there's that. I'm going to see if I have a tube to replace this little tube too, but there's a little plastic straight tube right here that goes from this size down to the other size, and I just want to replace that while I'm in here replacing this whole line. These plastic pieces, I'm just going to put them back in there, so be very careful cutting these loose. And all my connections I'm going to zip tie, so that way they're not just loose, and I don't have to worry about metal clamps that'll rust and things like that. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me get started on that. I'm going to cut these off with a razor blade, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but... Alright, let me get started on that, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so to disconnect that off there, and I don't have a little fuel line piece. I was going to maybe substitute vacuum line, but according to Google, you shouldn't do that. So I'm going to leave this little piece on here. Normally, I would change it, but it's 30 minutes to the parts store, and I'm trying to get my truck put back together. And I'm just going to do a few of this. I'm going to wait until spring to do like my rear shackles. I just had poor timing starting this video, but so anyway, you just cut it with the razor knife and pull it apart. I just kind of grabbed the corner with my ultra long needle nose pliers and peeled it up, and it came off. So that's kind of how that went. Alright, and I'm going to follow it and go down there and disconnect it from the metal hose that it hooks onto, and do the same thing on the other side with the little short rubber piece that's over there as well. Alright, so I cut that other end off from right here. This is the metal one that I'm going to do away with before it just leaks all over everywhere. Probably wouldn't been a good it'd been a good idea to change these also, but the way it sits right now, these are working fine. I don't smell any gas leaks from them or anything like that, but this was leaking, and this metal tube right here, the further you go down it, look, it just does not look good at all. So I'm doing away with that altogether. So alright, now this side, hang on this side, I'm gonna cut that off there and that off there, but instead of running a tube from here to here, I'm just gonna run a tube from here all the way to my breather. So that's what I'm doing, just putting all new line in it. Alright guys, so I ended up cutting all my fuel line pieces off, and the new fuel line that I got ended up being too big. So let that be a lesson to everybody. If you want to replace some fuel line or any kind of vacuum lines or anything, take what you need up there to the parts store and get it right the first time. I just said that I didn't want to have to go out, but it looks like I'm going to have to go out. So while I'm doing it, this my filler neck tube piece was kind of leaking too on me right here at this hose clamp. You could kind of tell where the gas had been going down through there. So I'm going to just replace it also. Try to see if I can get this piece and new clamps, because the screws are kind of messed up. So new clamps, and this will be on there. And then this and that gasket. So, so never know what you're going to get into whenever you're doing a job like this, mechanicking. It's kind of like carpentry or home improvement. You know, you never know what's going to come out when you open the wall or whatever. So you just kind of roll with the punches, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to the parts store. Hopefully I can get everything I need today, and we can get the fuel line or the leaks taken care of in my gas system. Who knows, that might even improve my gas mileage. I think I was getting 13 miles to the gallon, which is pretty crazy right now. But who knows, maybe it will. I'll try to find out and let you guys, give you an update on that. But all right, let's head to the parts store. Well, heading to the parts store, and as we were pulling out on the main road, there's just like a whole line of really older cars. Alright, so I'm back from the parts store. This one I had to order. I'm actually going to have to go back and pick it up. These two, I got plenty to go from to replace all that line. And I got plenty to do that as well. So here's my new hose right here. Took my pieces right here. This thing had, you know, the connectors for both, so I just took that and we fitted them, and that's how we got the right line. So what I'm going to do is start putting this thing together, and it actually goes like that. So I'm going to put this thing back together, and so you don't have to have one of these tools. This is a PVC pipe cutter. I think it was like $15 at Lowe's or something. That just helps you cut these hoses really straight. So that's what I'm going to do. And actually, if you watch at the parts store, they will use one of these to cut it. And you do not want to put your finger in there. This thing is a razor blade. It's pretty sharp. But anyway, that's how I'm cutting mine and going to piece this together. So, alright. Alright, so let me show you a little bit, a little secret here. So this plastic part right here is probably kind of fragile a little bit. I mean, it's been on the truck for 20 years, right? So we don't want that messed up. So if we want, we can take our hose. So stick your needle nose pliers in there, and then you open it up. You know, open like that. But you want to do it with two hands. It does help. You can stretch the rubber a little bit, and it'll fit on there a lot easier. You won't end up damaging your plastic piece. So, alright, and there we go. So, I got this line. So from here, I just push that down in there. And it will be a tight fit. And it goes on further down in there. So let me do that real quick and try. Alright, and there you have it. You just be gentle but forceful, and it will pop down in that seal. So awesome. Now I got new line all the way, and I'm going to run it up to that hose there. Alright, so there we go. We got the seal in, the line connected here, and I ran it all the way in there. Let's see, flashlight. Ran it in there. So I'm bypassing that metal one right here. I took it out of the line, and I ran that all the way down through there. So all the way down through there, in there, behind this right here, which is actually the breather for your axle and differential. Where that fluid moves around in there, you got to have something relieving the pressure. And it looks like this thing is stopped up. So look at that too. See if yours is stopped up. You need to clean that out. That's where it sucks air in. So I'll be fixing mine for sure. It normally has like a little vent on it or something that'll keep that from happening. So mine might have broke off or something, but I got to get that fixed. I mean, it won't hurt your performance really, but it can't be good on the differential to not be able to breathe. So anyway, through all that to there, I'm going to just zip tie my connections and zip tie all the way through here. I didn't want to fool with those plastic clips. I mean, they could break, and I don't want to have to replace that either when I can just do the line. So that's how I'm doing mine. And so yeah, zip tying. Let me get that zip tied up and all. Alright, so there we go, guys. This piece that I bought from O'Reilly's, the exact replacement to, well, I don't know where the old one is now. Oh yeah, it's over there. But anyway, it's exact replacement, 11 1/4 inches long. It actually came with 2 new clamps, so you didn't have to buy them separate. Just remember when you put this back together to put your clamp that's going to hold this up onto the bed. So, alright, and while I had this off, I did OSFO this, and a lot of this rust actually looks a lot better. So, I might even spray that with paint too while I'm painting the frame. So, that's where I'm at now. Basically, I'm going to go ahead and clean up this frame a little bit. I'm not going to OSFO it anymore, but I'm going to spray it off, and it's really cold. It's kind of too cold to paint anything. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do, guys, is call that part 4, I think. I think I'm on part 4 of me fixing all the gas leaks. You know, like I said, safety first. You know, I don't want to catch the truck on fire while I'm cutting these brackets off. And if you can noticeably smell fuel fumes, then, you know, that could potentially happen. So, you know, you might have to spend a little bit more money, but at the end of the day, you've still extended the life of your truck by getting those gas leaks handled. So, that was part 4. So awesome. I think I'm gonna turn my truck on. She's been sitting over here and not drive or anything for a while. I'm gonna let her run some. Maybe I'll put that her running and how she sounds and what she's doing still at the end of this video. So cool, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. So thank you so much. All of you have a blessed day.